Galaxy's Edge has dates and details. Let's go over it. Hi, there's Tom's Tech Show. Today we've got some details about Galaxy's Edge opening up at Disneyland and Disney World. I was at the Disney store and got if it has Buzz Lightyear on it, it's going to be purchased. So here this has Buzz Lightyear and Little Green Men and everything else. So I got a new shirt there, and I did find another little toy. It's a little walking Buzz Lightyear toy. He's pretty cute right there to go along with my other Buzz Lightyear items here. So it's very important, Buzz Lightyear. So, all right, well, that's Toy Story. But we're talking Star Wars items today. Okay, so we got information from Disney, the Disney blog. So let's look here at the Disney blog. Come down here towards the bottom of this page, the Know Before You Go section here. So here it says to visit Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland Park between May 31st and June 23rd, because it opens May 31st at Disneyland. Disney World is later in the year. I think it's August, something like that, but at Disneyland, which is close to me, and I will be renewing my Disney Annual Pass here within the next few weeks. Between May 31st and June 23rd, guests will need a valid theme park admission, of course, to make a no-cost reservation. There's always been, like the Toy Story Land, they did a special preview opening of several $100s to go on a couple of the rides. Not all of the rides were open, which was a little disappointing for people that went. I did not do that event, but we've done others. Like we did the Main Street Electrical Parade premiere. This was actually on my birthday, so that's kind of why we did that one. But that's okay. So here we go. Guests staying at one of the 3 Disneyland Resort hotels during these visits will receive a designated reservation access to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge during their visit. 1 reservation per guest, registered guest. Valid theme park admission is still required. So if you're staying during those dates, if you're staying at one of the hotels, you're going to get a 3-hour window to get into Galaxy's Edge. 1 3-hour window. And for that whole time, I think you said you can only have 1 3-hour window within a 3-week period. So you cannot book a stay for 2 days and then skip 2 days and then go book another stay. So to be able to go back. So there's gonna be a delay. So basically you're only gonna get 1 chance to go in, and it is not guaranteed. So and let's see, you still need theme park admission, of course. So, and I think at this point I don't think there's any hotel dates left. I was checking, and I think the only rooms that are left are like the Disney Magical Suites, which are like $600-700 a night. So basically, if you haven't done it by now, you're not going to, and you're going to be, taking your chances with the rest of us on the ground, basically. So beginning June 24th, a separate reservation for the land will no longer be required. So this is only going to be a short time. I had thought it was going to be longer, and perhaps, if the land is still crowded enough at that time, I do believe that they're going to revisit this and extend that date. I think for safety of guests and everything, I think they're just going to, if it's still super crowded, I think they're going to move that date out, and potentially all the way to the end of the year. I would think if it stays super crowded like that. But capacity, so they're saying capacity for Disneyland Park Star Wars Galaxy's Edge experience is limited. So what they may do, and what I've seen them do when we were at Harry Potter in Florida, they will gate off the entrance. And this is set up this way at the park, right? There's 3 specific entrances that you have to walk through. So they may do some people counting and limit how many people can be in the Star Wars area. So they can have both sides be counting how many people. If it gets, they can only let in, 10 people every 5 minutes, and then have the outsides be the entrance, and then the middle entrance actually be the exit. So you're funneling people through and then out the middle, so that you're always keeping track of how many people are inside that area. That's probably something like they're going to do. They did that at Harry Potter. They would block off people, not allow people to enter the area until enough people had exited to maintain the fire marshal's safety, capacity for that area. Okay, so access to the park land experience may be restricted or unavailable depending on guest demand and other factors. Correct. Park tickets, annual passports, and vacation packages and Disneyland Resort hotel stays do not include special provisions or guarantees to access Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So there's no easy way, there's no shortcuts or anything like that. So if you have a regular annual pass or a pass of some kind, you're going to have to either open the app, or they're going to have to open something different in order to be able to get a pass into the Galaxy's Edge area during May 31st to June 23rd. It says Disney Fast Pass service and Max Pass are unavailable for attractions in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, because they're trying to filter people at the gate, not at the ride. Also, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance will not be available at the opening of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. It'll be open later this year. So what's only is going to be open is the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. So they obviously got that ride done sooner. So they said, well, since we have that done, we're just going to let it go. I think it's a motion simulator ride similar to the other Star Wars ride. And I'll probably do it once, try as hard as I can to not be sick, and then say I did it and be done and never go on it again will probably be what happens. So, because those motion simulator rides just are horrible. Okay. So, here we go. Here's another thing. If I don't get a reservation to visit Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, can I still wait in line? No, you cannot. Not during this time. You will not be able to wait in line. They will probably, if anybody goes there and doesn't have an actual reservation, then they're probably going to say, nope, you need to leave the area. This is a safety thing. So, okay, so how do I make a reservation? So, at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland Resort. So, it looks like, so guests need, so to visit Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland Park between May 31st and June 23rd, guests needs valid theme park admission and will be required to make a no-cost reservation subject to availability to access the land. So I don't know how they're going to do this, because you're going to be in a group of, 3 or 4 people. So, and it's probably going to be done through the app. So you're going to need to open the app. I don't know if it's early that day or if there's going to be a specific time during the day that you have to go and start, pounding on the app trying to get in to get your reservation. I don't know. These details are not really available yet. But if you have 4 people or 3 people, do you specify how many you have in your group in the app before you go and try and get your reservation? Because if there's 4 of you and you all try and you all get different times, then what point is that? The whole point of the Millennium Falcon ride is to all of you ride together in the cockpit. So this is something that is yet to be known. I'm sure there's something that they've done to figure this out, but we don't know that yet. Okay, so they did show that they are going to do some special things with the Disney Play app. There's an app where you get to answer trivia questions and different things in the Play app, and there are going to be special things that are made specifically for Galaxy's Edge in the Play app. I have a newer Android phone, and I guess they have not updated the app to work with Android 8.0, so that app does not work on my phone because I have a newer phone. So make sure if you have an Android phone that you check and make sure that it is available and downloadable before you go in, because if you don't want to get there and be trying to download and do this and not have it work. I've emailed their support. I'm sure they're getting a lot of emails about this. I have emailed support and said, what the heck? I mean, I've got a new regular phone and it doesn't work. So you guys need to make it work so when we get there, we could do these things. Which I'm sure in the update that they're going to be doing for adding the Galaxy's Edge stuff, I'm sure they're going to make it work. If not, a lot of people are going to be upset because more people, have some of these newer Samsung and LG phones and that have Android 8 that want to be able to run it. Okay, I think iPhones are still fine. They will probably still use my. If there's an issue, my wife has an iPhone, so we'll just jump on her phone and run through all the little features and everything else. All right. So that's what we know, kind of, as far as Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland Anaheim. I am going to be there in a couple of weeks, so we'll look around and see what we can see out of the park. And if I see you there, I see you there. All right. Take care.